All right, today's the day we are going to go through the full walkthrough and setup and feature list of this new Scadden Slash high country boat. We've hiked it up here. We're going to take it out on the water and show you what you can do with the hikeable, lightweight, awesome pontoon boat.
That's a big brown bro.
Okay, first off, we want to call out some of the features of this boat that make it very packable. So number one, it weighs around 8 pounds, and that's even with all the heavy air in here. And so by means of construction, the top piece here is a higher pressure piece of what would be stand-up paddleboard type material. So this needs a higher pressure pump, which comes with the boat. Then you have 4 independent pontoon bladders. So again, if you're out on the water and something were to happen to one, you've got 3 more. So they are independent. They inflate separately, but they all use the same inflation nozzle. So that's nice. Then what I'll do is I'll take my saddlebags, put some gear in them, and then you grab your backpack straps, and I just will throw those on, and I'm carrying it like with this orientation with the pontoons vertically, because there's not a ton of tight walking and spaces on this specific trail. If you did have some where you needed to thread the needle on some hikes, then I would recommend deflating the pontoons. There are straps that come with this that you can strap to the back of this, and then you orient that vertically so that you can pack it in that fashion. You can still do the same thing with the backpack straps tied to the D-rings. So there's that. This also has handles on it. So if you're just maybe going from the car somewhere quick, you can just grab the handles in here, pick that up, and you're going. Again, it's super lightweight. So even with all the weight, I've got a bunch of gear. I'll also attach my rod tube or a net or fins. And what I'll usually do there is I'll grab a carabiner and I'll just hook the strap of whatever it is that I'm going to carry. And then I'll put that on the backside so it's protected. It's not going to whack me in the legs. And so I'll do rods, fins, net, whatever. And then everything else is either in saddlebags, and I'll usually bring a boat bag, or you can bring another bag, whatever. So it's very convenient, very packable. So we're up here, high elevation. We want something obviously lightweight, but it's going to get us out on the water and not compromise safety. So these are extremely steady. As long as you have the platform here pumped up to what it should be. Again, you need a special pump for these. It comes with the boat. I did learn the hard way that if you use a not high pressure pump that's made for stand-up paddleboards, it will not inflate enough and you might have a little going on. So anyway, we'll get on the water, point out some of the other features, but this boat's great. Again, real easy to get in there and hike. It can take you to some spots like this. We're at about 10,000 feet elevation right now, and we're going to be catching some brook trout, maybe, hopefully, maybe not. We may not even see a fish. This is all about the boat. We want to see what it can do for you, help you catch more fish in awesome, beautiful places like this. Okay, we're out on the water. I want to talk about how it's set up at a high level. So number one, you sit up on this platform. That way you can notice I'm just basically in from my knees down. So it's pretty nice because you're out of the water, up and out of the water. I've got 2 of the saddlebags that come with the boat. I've not, you can do it with one, just depending on kind of how far you're going. And then these are strapped to the D-rings and to the seat handles. Once we get these on, there's a seat. This is the lightweight seat. You can also get the hard seat that comes with it. It's a lot more comfortable than this one, but this is also a lot more lightweight. So again, we're perched on top. We got the gear here. There is, just as a note, there is no stripping basket or stripping apron for the boat currently. So I use one of these Arex Flexi strippers. They work great. They're very lightweight, holds all my line here, gives me a lot of room to open up to net a fish. And speaking of netting, nice thing about this boat's a little longer, so I can have my net. So what I'll do is I'll get one of these Gear Keeper net retractors, and I just tie the other end into my saddlebag here, and the net just kind of sits on the side. That way when I need it, I bring it out, it's still attached. You can net the fish. The nice thing, you can bring that in close, and because it's strapped here, it's not going to go anywhere. So you can let the fish sit in there and rest, take care of your business, let him go, and then flip that to the back and we're set. So in terms of fishability, it's super nimble. I feel like because of these dual pontoon, the setup here, you can maneuver quite easily. Little bit of wind, so it's kind of blowing me around a little bit. But the nice thing is it is lightweight, so I can kick right back into position. Now, a couple of things to note. Obviously, you want to get these pumped up to the right inflation so that they're taut. These little protectors on either end help to keep your line from fouling on anything down there. But otherwise, it's a no-frills, very lightweight boat. I like it because I can pack it. That's primarily the biggest. It packs down to basically nothing. I tend to keep the seat inflated when I'm packing it around or doing anything like that. These are nice. Again, you've got the 2 seat configurations. And if you wanted to, you could put another rod over here. I usually stick the extra rods in the side saddle. Couple of downsides that you may be used to with other boats is that usually have something in the back of you that you can put stuff. You don't have that option here, but if you did get the hard seat and you're not hiking this far, you can put one of those gear organizers on the back of that, easily grab stuff from there. Another trick I've used is I'll wear a backpack, and then you can kind of set the backpack still on. You can still wear it, but have it over the seat, and that way you've got everything that you need right there. So saddlebags, which come with the boat, pontoon, seat, pump, add some flies and rod and reel, and you're set, ready to go. So we're going to get to some fishing. We've got this lake here is a great brook trout lake. They're pretty this time of year, and they're very eager to eat chironomids. So what I'll be using, in case you want to follow the fishing end of it, I have got on the point, I've got a little, I went to a heavier, I started out with the lightweight chironomid. I went to basically a Daphnia cluster that's heavy, it's green. Then on the first dropper, I have a French chironomid with the white bead. And then up top, I have an unweighted chironomid pupa. It's kind of a pheasant tailish looking thing. Look up my bow tie buzzer if you want to see that. And this is being fished on about a 15-foot leader, which is tied directly to the line. And this is one of the new Phil Rowley midge tips. Phil, who's a buddy of ours, worked with Rio to make these lines. And the nice thing is it's got the midge tip part of it is a multi-density tip. So it's the sinking tip. This one I think is 5 or 6 feet long. And then it terminates with a tippet ring. So I'll tie my fluorocarbon right to that. A couple feet of 15, 20 pound fluorocarbon. And then I'll tie in the rest of my leader to that. So I'll usually go 3 flies around 5 feet apart, join them with triple surgeon's knots. So I have triple surgeon, piece of tippet. There goes my top pupa. Middle fly 5 feet down. Again, triple surgeon's tag knot. There is the Frenchy chironomid. Then finally on point, I'll either use, in this situation, like a black and red jig, one of those balanced half-wits that we have. Search that up. We'll have a link below. But then right now I've got a Daphnia cluster with a bead, so I want this to get down. The fish here, this time of year, it's early summer. So they're typically going to, unless they're feeding heavily, they're going to be closer to the bottom, looking for chironomids or anything else. Lots of scuds in the water here, back swimmers, damsels, lots of calabatus. Calabatus aren't active now, so we're probably looking at scuds and chironomids, which is a nice thing with some of these higher mountain lakes. You get these hatches kind of start slowly as we get into summer. Now we'll start to see some dry fly action a little later. I have seen, as I kicked across, I've seen some fish rising, some flying ants on the water. So you really have to come prepared for everything. Luckily, the boat is very capable of carrying a lot of gear. So I've got 2 full CNF design boat boxes. I could fit, I don't have my other one in, but I carry my main one right here, and it just goes into the saddlebag like that, secures it. And this is all strapped down again to my seat and to the handles. So the D-rings on the back and the handles, pretty easy installation. Anyway, so from a logistics standpoint, that is the Dave Scadden Slash boat. Great for backpacking, and you can use it on a lot of varieties of water. So anyway, we'll get to fishing and see how we like it. All right. We've got proofs in the pudding. Again, brook trout don't grow in places where you can get with giant pontoon boats typically. So we're just going to let him go. But this is one way that you can get the high mountain itch scratched. And I'm going to go back to the depths. So there you have it. This is the Dave Scadden Slash pontoon boat / float tube. That's why they call it the Slash. Anyway, we have these on our website. Check them out, flyfishfood.com. We'll also have some links down in the description below.